unpaid, Clothes was clearly a big fan of Danny. That night, she went home with him, and next morning he was whipping up breakfast. I pushed the door open and stepped inside. Not long afterward, these two lovebirds found themselves tied together in holy matrimony. The wedding venue was fancy, by the sea in a big villa. Seen only on TV. Today is a big day for Danny. So I was struggling to suppress my cravings, avoiding the food and choosing a spot far from the flowers for bathroom breaks. It's worth mentioning that this stunning villa belongs to Chloe's parents, Mike and Shoihi, and I had my own role at the wedding. In front of everyone, I presented wedding rings to Danny and Clothes, nailing the mission. They became husband and wife under my blessings. We also became a family, but Clothes' dad was concerned. Danny's job seemed too thrilling, risking bumps or early retirement. He believed this would lead to Clothes moping around alone, but Mom didn't buy it. After seeing that reason didn't convince her, Dad decided to play a different card. He learned through friends that most racing drivers Danny's age were already successful. Danny's career seemed to have hit a dead end, and he wouldn't achieve much more. Clothes might be heading for trouble by marrying him. Just then Clothes popped up and interrupted their chat, but Dad's seeds of discontent with Danny had been sown. After Danny married Clothes, he moved out of the apartment and bought a new house. My feelings were mixed, reluctant to leave yet tempted by the new home. Like a cake with mixed frosting. But this feeling didn't linger. Recently, I caught a peculiar smell from my clothes. That intriguing scent made it hard to dislike Clothes. She seemed aware of her transformation too. She told Danny she was pregnant, and he worked harder to earn more. He took a teaching job at the racetrack, rarely home. It was mostly me and Clothes. I admit I wasn't her biggest fan. Everything happened too fast. I wasn't ready for Danny's marriage, nor the Clothes' sudden appearance, but I knew I had to protect them. She lazily sprawled on the couch, rubbing her belly, reminding me of my mom. "Wanna know how that feels, little one? Can you feel that? Can you truly sense the presence of that cake?" I honestly never anticipated that within Eve's magical bag, a baby was actually being nurtured in there. All I hope is that it takes after me. Delivery time is around the corner. Clothes had her own idea. She preferred a home birth. Why? Her cousin also gave birth at home. Rumor has it that cousin popped out a pair of adorable twins, so Clothes was thinking of doubling down on little ones too. Danny went along with her plan, and then a racing team offered Danny the lead driver position. A dream come true. But the race was cutting it super close to Clothes' due date, so Danny hesitated to quit the race or drive to Florida with Clothes. Clothes didn't like the long drive, but assured Danny to race. Clearly, Clothes couldn't wait for Danny to get home. With the nurse's help, she was gearing up to give birth while I felt oh so useless in the room. I headed to the living room where Danny's race aired. A rainy night to challenge for others, but ideal for Danny. He excelled in such weather. Even though Danny's in 10th, I bet she'll come back, like when I first saw her on the track. TV already broadcasting it. At that moment, I heard a baby crying from the room. It felt like the story was nudging me to leave. But it was the Clothes that persuaded me to stay. I had never before laid eyes on such a beautiful, tiny creature. This is Zoe, and another little Zoe. They're your family. They'll always keep you safe. Next day, Danny took a taxi home. She rushed straight to see the little one. Watching the three of them together, I thought, what a delight. Danny and Clothes chatted about the race. Danny totally nailed her part of the track, and the team won. The boss had brought in a newbie. They had the rookie make a final lap appearance, but he crashed the car like a pro. The rookie's blunder also took a toll on Danny's career. Yet Danny kept her cool. With Zoe in the house, Clothes' parents visited more than ever, sometimes bringing gifts. But that day, their zebra made me uneasy. Soon, Clothes' dad started pressuring Danny. He still deemed racing too risky and wanted Danny to change her outfit or even her job. Danny had to reassure Mike. No matter what happened, I'd always prioritize his safety even if it meant losing a race. This wasn't just for him, but for Clothes. Other than Clothes being the emotional roller coaster, Zoe was providing plenty of delightful surprises. I was Zoe's best friend and playmate. Playing fetch with her was always a blast, yet I remained blissfully unaware. "Go, buddy." Zoe introduces me to her friends. I was her most trusted big brother, and whenever she said that, pride filled my heart. Zoe was my little princess, and I'd never let any. Zoe grew up, and she caught some crushes. She not only dressed up, but sometimes dressed me too. Our relationship was pretty harmonious. However, with no champion for her career, Danny felt shaky and worn out, wanting to quit. When she poured her troubles out to clothes, I quietly listened from the side, enduring a sleepless night. Listening to Danny lament, "Did I just lose this race?" was pure heartache. Riding that race car was her calling. I couldn't fathom her having a reason to leave. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, I was smacked with Chloe's sweet scent. That scent distracted me like a steak on a grill right under my nose, making it hard to focus. I wanted to spill the beans to Chloe about what's happening, but the words just wouldn't come out. But Chloe always viewed me as just a dog, not really family. I felt so helpless and could only jet over to the little Zoe's room. Looking at that zebra, I could feel it mocking me, laughing at my helplessness.